to record a video, and basically the epitome that I had in the gym is that we are like trees. Trees never stop fully growing. They may stop growing in height, but their width and their branches, they're constantly changing. They never stop growing. And I think that's what life is about. Like, I think sometimes, even myself, that's something that I'm struggling with heavily, that like we have to be at the certain spot that we want to be, and we beat ourselves up over it because we're not there. But we have to, everything in life, like, it requires work, unless you are just like gifted into that family where you just have $1 million automatically. But even then, you have to work to find yourself. Everything in this life, it requires work. So you can't be scared of having to do work. You know, like, we'll never like, the life isn't about a destination. I mean, our destination is death. That's the ultimate destination. But life is about enjoying every single moment. Like, genuinely, like, what is this all for if it's all about some end goal? Because what happens after it ends? It's ended. It's done. You know, like, it's about the in-between. Like, literally, like Hannah Montana said, it's about the climb. Like, we're trees and we'll never stop growing. And that's what life is about. We're never going to stop growing until we're dead. Until we die. Just like how the trees do. That's just how it is. And, you know, I think I've spent a lot of my life outrunning grief from things that happened to me when I was a kid. My father, he passed away when I was 9 from multiple myeloma. And, you know, just seeing him slowly, not to sound brutal, like, deteriorate was very, I think, shocking as a kid. And I think I pushed it down a lot. Like, I pushed it way deep down. Like, I think I gave myself about, when I was a kid, a week to cry about it. And I cry about everything. So the fact that my father, who was my best friend, I feel like I only cried about it for a week. And I would have random outbursts of thinking about him and crying about it. But I think I spent a lot of my time trying to distract myself with other people, things, anything that could keep my mind from what my life really was. And there is no bringing him back. That is the reality, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that I can't keep him alive. And, you know, I realized as I'm getting older, I'm thinking about him way more. Even my grandma, who was only around until the time I was 6, I never really thought about her. I cried at her funeral, and then I just never thought about it again. And as I'm getting older, I'm starting to think about her, and she truly inspires me. Even though she didn't even speak English, and I never really understood a word she said. She just handled every situation with grace. It was like an energy. I didn't have to understand what she was saying to understand her demeanor. And, yeah, and this is crazy. So my mom wanted me, sorry, I got off track. I think a lot. My mom wanted me to go get her food. And so I went, got her the food, and I was like, okay, I'm in a hurry. I want to go to the gym. I need to get this out of the way because I have other stuff to do. And I paused my song. It was Fiona Apple. I Want You to Love Me. I think that's the song I was playing. I think that's what it's called. And I paused it. And I ran, dropped the food off to my family, and my car was still open. And I come back, and A Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin is playing. And I'm like, okay, like, this is not in my playlist. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's the radio. So I start playing the song, like the Fiona, I press on pause, and the Fiona Apple song starts playing again. And then I press pause again, and there's nothing. Like, I'm waiting, like, literally, like, 3 minutes. Stairway to Heaven, no other songs on the radio come on. And even when I heard Stairway to Heaven, I was thinking of my dad, because my dad loved Led Zeppelin. And so when that happened, it took me a second, but I was driving, I was like, oh my God, that was my dad. And I've had an experience like that before, where my dad's favorite movie was Grease. And me and my mom were in the garage, and all of a sudden we just hear a song from Grease playing. And my mom was like, did you hear that? And I was like, I heard that. And so we had no Bluetooth, no speakers in the garage. It was just fucking playing. And I literally started like having a mini panic attack right now, earlier while I was driving, because I was like, was that my dad, or am I hallucinating? And I literally just lost it. But I did pray yesterday. once again, it's been a hard time. I broke down in my car, and I literally just asked my dad, like, why can't you be here? Like, why can't you just be here? And I know it's not his fault, and I know it is what it is, but it still fucking sucks. Like, it still sucks. Like, it sucks seeing other girls who have their father with them, and they don't even appreciate that. And, well, there's obviously situations, because some dads are horrible, and they don't even deserve their daughters. But, you know, like, there's, like, I just see girls, and they have their fathers, and I honestly, I'm bitter, and I'm envious, and I'm jealous, and it just makes me sad. You know, like, I wish I had that. But I won't. You know, I do have a stepfather, but it just, you know, that's a whole thing within itself. But anyways, yeah, and I was just feeling anxious at the gym, and I don't know, it's just like, I thought about the trees. I was like, we're like trees, we just never stop growing. And, you know, I don't know what happens when we die, but all I know is that we get to live right now. So you just have to be present in the moment. It's hard. Especially, trust me, I know it's hard. I have OCD. Babe, every moment is like, oh, you're gonna die if you do this. Or this worst case scenario is gonna happen. But honestly, okay, fuck it. Let's have the worst case scenario happen. Fuck it, we ball. I'm gonna make it through that anyways, too. So, I don't know. That was just my, like, food for thought. I don't know. My brain was like, pull up and record this, so, yeah.